I'm Chris Carlisle, and this is my podcast, The Chris Show. On here I talk about places I've been, things I've done, and anything else I can think of. And welcome. Hope you like the new theme song I just made, and the intro. Anyway, on this week's episode, I want to tell you what I did last week, and about the first time I ever got a paid vacation from work. Okay, when I was off last Tuesday, I went over to the Rosebud-Lott Lady Cougars softball home opener. Well, for the first time since I went to a football game back, I'd say about 10 years ago, I went and saw something at Rosebud-Lott where I went to school. And I saw the home opener for the softball team. The Lady Cougars beat the Bruceville Lady Eagles by a score of 10-0 in 5 innings because of the mercy rule. I left the game in the 4th inning with the score 9-0 Lady Cougars, and they also remodeled both the baseball and softball fields. They put brick around the backstops, kind of like what they have in Houston at Minute Maid Park. And like I said, it was the first time I've been there in about 10 years, and there was a lot of new people there, some new coaches and stuff. I've been meaning to go all this time, but I was always working late. The basketball team, their season came to an end in the area round of the playoffs when they lost to Frankston. Several players did get all-district honors. John Reyna was the district MVP, Easton Fulton the newcomer of the year, and Coach Marvin Whitfield was the coach of the year. Still reading the book, Failure is Not an Option, Mission Control from Apollo 13 and Beyond by Gene Kranz, who was the former flight director at NASA. In the book, Mr. Kranz talks about his early years, his time in the service, and the early years of the space program. Right now, I'm on the part about the Apollo missions. Here's an OMG fact for you. The most abused drug in the world is caffeine, because everyone drinks coffee or soda. Coming up, my trip to DFW back in November of 2001. By the way, the sound you heard was the sound of a baseball bat hitting a baseball. Now on to my 2001 trip to the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. I went there the first week in November 2001. I stayed at the Holiday Inn Express in Roundel Mill, thinking something else now. Anyway, I went to Ripley's Believe It or Not in the Palace of Wax Museum in Grand Prairie. I went on a tour of the ballpark in Arlington, and I went to the 6th Floor Museum in Dealey Plaza. Ripley's is at 601 East Safari Parkway in Grand Prairie, west of downtown Dallas and I-30, and on the northwest intersection of Beltline Road and I-30 east of Six Flags. The Wax Museum is in the same building, and combo tickets are available. I bought a Ripley's game and got wax sculptures made of my hands. The ballpark in Arlington, now called Choctaw Stadium, is located at 1000 Ballpark Way in Arlington. I got to see the dugout, the press box, and one of the luxury boxes, and I was the only one on the tour, by the way. I went to the Six Flags Mall where I got a throwback Brooklyn Dodgers jersey from the 1920s. I also went and ate at Bennigan's, that was still open at the time. I got a chicken fried steak. No, sorry, Philly cheesesteak. Anyway, on my way home, I went over to Dallas and I stopped at the 6-4 Museum at Dealey Plaza. The 6-4 Museum at Dealey Plaza is located in the former Texas School Book Depository, now the Dallas County Administration Building, at the intersection of Elm and Houston. The museum was founded by the Dallas County Historical Foundation and opened on President's Day on February 20th, 1989. It examines the life, times, death, and legacy of President John F. Kennedy and the life of his accused assassin Lee Harvey Oswald, as well as the various conspiracy theories surrounding the assassination. It also used historic films, pictures, artifacts, and interpretive displays to document the events of the assassination, the reports by government investigations that followed, like the Warren Commission, and the historical legacy of the tragedy. The copyright of the famous Zapruder film was donated to the museum in December of 1999, along with one of the first-generation copies that were made on November 22, 1963, and other copies of the film. The family of Abraham Zapruder no longer retains any copyrights to the film, and they are now controlled by the museum. While I was there, I stopped by the gift shop and bought a copy of a video called JFK The Dallas Tapes. It was produced by KDFW Channel 4, the Fox affiliate, back in 1998 for the 35th anniversary, looking back on its coverage of the assassination when it was known as KRLD-TV and was the CBS affiliate. On the tape, after the program is shown, there is a panel discussion with some of the reporters from Channel 4 that covered the assassination who were still alive at the time. 3 of them went on to write the book when the news went live. They included Eddie Barker, who was the lead anchor and news director, and was actually reporting from the Trade Mart, and was one of the first reporters to put out reports that the president had died. Bill Mercer was better known as one of the original early voices of the Dallas Cowboys, as well as the Texas Rangers, also the voice of North Texas football and basketball, and also taught broadcasting at the school. Bill also did wrestling in there in Dallas for the old world-class territory, the Von Erich brothers. Another panelist was Wes Wise, who later became the mayor of Dallas, and also Bob Huffaker. It was Mercer, Huffaker, and Wise, along with cameraman George Phoenix, who wrote the book When the News Went Live. Now, I went there for the history, not any conspiracy theories. That's not what this show is about. Although when I was leaving the parking lot, I looked down an alley, and I couldn't even see past a couple of buildings. So if there was a second gunman on the grassy knoll, that would have been a perfect escape route. Just saying. Anyway, just relaxed the rest of the week at home. I did go over to Temple Mall and saw the world-famous Budweiser Clydesdales. Well, that's all I got for this week. Be sure to leave a like. I'm on Spreaker, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and iHeart. This podcast is produced, written, and hosted by Chris Carlisle.